can't see anything. My eyesight is very bad.
I'm so glad that I'm not one of you fucking blind bats. Poda.
What's it up? I'm just pouring it on the table.
Do you love me?
Hiya! So here I am with me, Les. It's Catty, singer, songwriter, legend, star, icon, bitch. I will put all the links down below. Go stream obvs. Today, we are your fucking ants. We are going to be talking all about gay shit, giving you advice. Should you follow it? Probably not. I also want it on record that this is maybe the 4th time we've filmed this video.
I don't know who that man was.
I literally have a couple of questions. I asked on Instagram for you guys to send in some cues, and at least 3 of them were like, please tell me you're not gonna be too drunk to actually post this one. So if you're seeing it, hey, we made it! I actually still have the footage from some of those videos, so you know, maybe someday they will see the light of day.
I've unlocked a different character. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that girl is.
Yeah.
One of the cues actually was asking like how we met and how we know each other, so we could start off with that as an intro to
I would
us.
also like to know this.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it was an internet friendship.
That's enough of that.
I know the first time we met, there's a vlog of it on my channel if you scroll far enough back.
Oh, this is so weird. Oh my god. I can't.
I actually know how we met now. I went to uni with a mutual friend of ours.
Yes, Sam Carr.
Shout out. And then just took his friends.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like, yeah.
I like these ones.
Yeah.
And then we all just joined.
It was like internet.
Yeah.
My first introduction of you was something that some people that know you now might not even know about. Dusky Grey.
Yes.
I knew you from Told Me. Good song, to be fair.
Do you remember?
I remember. I had to stop myself from doing it. So, little story. We're not friends with this person anymore, so we can talk about it. Yeah, well, yeah, we don't like him.
That was him!
There was the one time where we were, I think it was Sitsi maybe, he came up to you and said, oh, I love your song, and sang it wrong to you.
Which is so brilliant.
It felt like a sitcom kind of moment where like we both knew, but we had like, it was happening in front of us. And you were like obviously being very gracious. You were like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I love it. And he sang, like the song was called Told Me. He sang, told you, like confidently.
Better
just
version.
like, yeah.
Better version. No, because I could see your little shoulders go. And I was like, We'll laugh about this later though.
Yeah. The first time we met was 2017 Sitsi.
Let the others grow old, not me.
Yeah. And then we've just been friendly because of that. And then this year we were lucky enough to move in together. And also, yeah, I was like, oh, I need to get you in a video because we've never actually done this before.
We've tried.
I mean, well, yeah, we've tried. Yeah. But this one's gonna see the light of day. I've only had a sensible 1.5 drinks. How many of you had?
I've had 3 cans. But I'm enjoying the wine more if you would like the can.
I'm not a coconut kind of gal. If you like pina colada, I said no.
I don't know why that was my choice today.
You love a little can though.
I do love a little can sometimes, yeah.
So yeah, just to re-establish, Les, fag. And here we are telling you what to do. Remember when you accidentally said fag?
Remember when you never let me live it down?
It was just because I had said fag hag.
I think you called me one and I went and then repeated it.
Yeah, she was like, ha ha ha, fag hag. And I was like, and you were like, I'll let that one slide.
They won't. Here's my notes apology. It was an accident. I would never say it off my own back.
Yeah.
I'd say it off yours.
Both of your first gay crushes. Well, because also, this is another fun part of our law. I was friends with Catty when she was straight. I came to stay with you. It was when I was still at uni. I was living in Chichester. We had tequila and Lambrini.
Yes.
I'm not trying to like claim to be the first person that you ever told or anything like that, but I remember you saying that you were kind of questioning it there.
Yeah, it would have been that house.
And I remember going like, this makes sense because I don't really have straight friends.
Also just the fact that I just never got with a man.
Yeah.
And if I did, it was only because people thought I was a lesbian. First gay crush.
Well, actually, this is really weird, but the first gay crush that I can kind of consciously remember, I had a Star Wars book that had young Anakin in it. Obviously, I was young as well. Didn't fancy a fucking like 7-year-old. I was also like 7. But I remember looking in this book and seeing him and thinking like,
why do I feel like this? Really?
Something's going on. And I didn't want anyone to see me looking at it because there was like some kind of shame surrounded it, but I didn't have the vocabulary to understand what was going on.
That's so interesting, you were that young.
Yeah. I also had a really big crush on then Ellen Page, which is hilarious because
Oh my goodness.
now he's Elliot Page. The way that it's gone from me fancying Ellen Page at the time because I was trying to prove that I was straight, then Ellen Page at the time came out as a lesbian, I came out as gay, and I was like, love that for us, and then now he's Elliot Page. I said, we've come full circle.
Aww.
How fun is that? Anyways, who do you fancy? Lezo?
Do you know what? I think when I was younger, I had like obsessions with like singers who were like blonde. In my head, it was like, oh, because it's because you want to look like them, you want to be that. Because I remember like Christina Aguilera's like 30 album, and I was like, I love her, and now I'm like, oh, you loved her.
Yeah. I used to think it was like, I love her, and now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I love her.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'm now understanding why we never made this video.
Like, we just sit here and we're like, why do we end up so drunk? Drunkest story you have that involve you both? I mean, it's not funny, but there was one time where we like had an argument over FaceTime when we were
Do you know what my favourite thing is? We had it, we sorted it, we've never spoken
No,
about
this is the first time that I've like really ever brought it up.
Because now I'm like, I'm over it. That's so funny.
That's a drunk story that
That is a
involves
drunk
both
story.
of us, I
we
guess.
we had an argument. We've
Like
had one
a-
argument.
Yeah. I feel like every other drunk story of us together is probably just like, we went to a club, we drank a lot, we were crazy kooky, and then we went home and had some food and went to bed.
Yeah. Do you know what my favourite thing is though? Is that like when we speak to each other, we're like, we are chaos. Actually, like,
We're
we
like-
went to the club, we danced, we went home.
Yeah, I feel like we were really chaotic for a minute,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of like fizzled.
Don't know
a
if
bit.
we were like chaotic. It was just like we would never turn anything down. If everybody else was tired, we were like, we keep going.
We were such yes
Look
men.
at me.
Yeah, it was
Keep
like,
going,
come on,
yeah.
like we're gonna be like, oh, should we have one more? I've always got that bitch on the other side being like. There's a couple about like worst first dates or worst dates that you've been on. Do you have any? I've never been on a date. Technically, I went on one, I guess, and that one was terrible. He was someone in the social media space, and I don't even know if it was a date. Like, this is why I'm still like, I've not really been on a date, because it was just like, he asked to go and get coffee, which feels like textbook date, but then on the date, all he really did was talk about like the people that I was friends with, and that he wanted to do like videos with them. And he was like, oh, if I could just get one video with Eleanor. I was like,
Oh.
cringe.
Yeah, that's
so I
good.
guess that's a terrible first date experience.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've only ever really like dated like friends. I did go on a date once where, bear in mind, we met on a dating site where she'd obviously made her preferences women, and then basically the whole date was just like, I don't know what I am, and I was like, cool. Do you get people who be like, I'm not gay, but I'd be gay for you?
And do you know what? It used to be like a compliment. I used to be like,
just don't
yeah,
think it
but
is.
now at my like big age, I'm just
Yeah.
like, shut up, go be
Yeah.
gay.
I was gonna say something quite mean. I think I'm like more attracted to somebody who's like really confident now.
That's not mean. I was gonna say something mean. I love when people are confident. Yeah, now that I've matured and grown into myself, I'm like, I'm not your experiment. This is not
Right.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, put down the fucking beaker and the fucking Bunsen burner and go and figure yourself out.
I agree.
But
I agree.
I don't have time
But
for
also,
it.
I think that people have to figure it out one way or another.
It just depends on how people go about it, though.
I agree.
If someone's coming to you and they're like being very authentic about the fact that like, I've not really felt like this before and I don't really know how to navigate it, but I'm feeling something towards you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if they're
Yeah.
kind of really like open about the fact that they're kind of questioning something, then I could probably,
I
you know,
agree.
I'd be like, all right, I can ride this bus with you.
I agree. Ride this bus with you. Is that
Yeah.
what the kids are calling it?
But yeah, I mean, if someone is just like trying to figure themselves out and using me as a conduit towards that, you can
Oof.
fucking get on the next bus, babes. Hope you've got your oyster. Have you ever chewed chewing gum for so long that it turns to mush?
Ooh.
Have you had that
Yeah, but
before?
sometimes it goes really hard.
I think I power through the hardness, then
Okay.
it turns into mush.
That what happened?
Yeah, with penises and chewing gum.
Yeah. Never gotten that far with penis or chewing gum.
I've been out as bi, but I now think I am a lesbian. How do I tell people? I think we've got an expert in this field.
This is a really difficult one because there's such a huge conversation about like bisexuality just being like the bridge.
Yeah.
So that you're bisexual until you figure it out, and that's
yeah.
not the case. Some people are literally just bisexual.
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
great.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
always hot and funny.
I mean, I was bi now, gay later as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a
like,
thing sometimes, but that is not to invalidate actual bisexual people.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you get so caught up in like compare, like especially if you're from like a small town or like didn't know like gay people when you were growing up. It was such a thing for me that I was straight. Even if I had these feelings, I was like, When I did eventually get with a woman, I was like, okay, so I'm bisexual, because I still had like this entire thing to unpack.
It's like an identity that was built on you that it's kind of like you have to like push it off.
Yeah,
you know?
that is the case for some people, and that's so fine. But I also think like throughout your life, if your labels change and things change for you, fine.
Sexuality is just like people and also trees. It's ever growing.
But I think the fear of it comes from worrying about what other people think. Like, you're worried that other people are going to be like, well, you said you were bisexual and now you're a lesbian. But to that I say, fuck them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sometimes it's as simple as, I genuinely think when I turned 25, all of a sudden I liked red wine and olives. Where did it come from? I don't know. But it happens. And just fucking be like that sometimes. Fuck off.
Yeah. Trix Mattel said this in one of her recent interviews. She was like, being gay is actually really simple. It's everyone else that makes it complicated.
100%.
It's like, I want to put a red lip on and also suck a knob.
And you should do that.
And I think I should be allowed to do that in peace. I don't know if we ultimately answered your question, but that's, I'm starting to feel a bit drunk now.
I am.
So I have a crush on the same girl since August 2023. Oh, happy birthday. Us. Oh yeah, we're Leos, by the way. Period! So I've had a crush on the same girl since August 2023.
Okay,
we recently oh my god, we recently began to get close, so I don't know if I should tell her, because I don't know if she feels the same. I don't want to screw up things between us, and she is turning 18 and I'm 15 and we live in different countries. There's layers to this. Should I tell her, and how should I please help? So if you're 15, no 18-year-old should be actively trying to get with you. I don't know if that's the case, like you might just have a crush on them and you're wondering if you want to tell them. I'm not saying that you're an issue in any kind of way, but if you were to tell her and she reciprocates that energy, it's not alright. So if you do tell her, I feel like if anything, it might actually just cause more of an issue, because I would like to think that she would say, love you sweetheart, but not in that way.
I'm gonna put myself in this person's shoes. If I was the 18-year-old, I would be like, I am so sorry, I just do not fancy anybody that is 15. I probably think that you're great.
Yeah.
I probably think that you're great and beautiful, but that there's quite a big difference between 15 and 18.
Even 17 and 18 is a big jump.
Yeah.
18 to 23, every single year, like even 6 months, you are like a new person every single like couple of months.
What's the youngest that you would date now?
My dating apps are set from like 23 to 32 or something like that. Because also I have friends that are 20 and 21 and I can tell that they are a lot younger than me. Where do you stand though?
If I was on an app, I would set it to like, I wouldn't date anybody younger than 25. I'm 26. When I look at like 24 now, I'm like, I look at myself at 24 and I just think I've changed so drastically.
If I look at me at 21, I'm like, get it away.
But if I met somebody at a bar and I didn't know how old they were, and then they were like, oh, I'm 23, I'd be like, oh, because I do think it varies person to person.
100%.
But I think the issue happens when you're under 18.
Because also, something that I always say, this sounds obvious, but like, allow it. Whatever age you are is the oldest you've ever felt. So when you're 15, you're like, I'm fucking 15. I can take on the world. I did some questionable things when I was like 18, but I was like, I'm a fucking adult. You feel like an adult. But I look at 18-year-olds now like, that's a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you really do, as you get older, realise that you were so young at the time.
Yeah. And also, do you know what? I've rolled my eyes at every adult that has ever said that to me.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Like, every adult that has ever been like, yeah, you think that you know it all, but you don't.
Yeah.
I've rolled my eyes because I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah, exactly.
But 30-year-old me is going to look at 26-year-old me and be like, you dumb bitch.
You child, grow up.
Yeah. The fun thing is that we get to grow and learn.
Exactly.
That's nice.
And you get to that age and go, oh, they were right.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, you probably don't think it now, but you're going to realise in like a decade, we were right. Cheers to that. We're such wheezers.
I know.
I've never really like clocked
I
onto
really
it,
wheeze.
but well, yeah, like
I really wheeze.
Yeah, well, I really wheeze as well. So, how and where do I make more queer friends?
Hello?
You make some queer friends. You meet another person who's made some queer friends. And you join them.
Yes.
That's what we did.
I think it is that. I mean, obviously you can go to like gay bars and stuff like that, but you're not always necessarily going to make any friends. Everyone's just trying to dance, get drunk, or whatever.
I also think go on dates. Sometimes you go on dates and you're like, there's no chemistry here, but that's bestie for sure.
Oh yeah. Story time on how you came out. I've kind of explained a good amount of this on my channel before, so it's not necessarily about me, but what was your experience?
I'm assuming it's like to my parents. Sorry, I've just realised I have drank quite a lot of wine.
The room is spinning.
Hello? I think the way that I came out to most people in my life was just when I started dating a woman. And then at that point I was like, okay, I've got the evidence to back this up.
I've got the point evidence explanation.
Yeah. But the way that I came out to my parents was they came to visit me in London and then they said, take us on a night out that you would do here. And I said, are you sure? And they said, no, do it. They said, do it. Take us on a night out that you would have here. So I took them to Freedom Bar, Soho.
Oh, love Freed.
I gave them 2 drinks each. We went to the pole dancing bit. And they said, this is crazy. Is this a gay bar? And I said, yes. And then we're kind of like, do you frequent these places often? And I said, I am known to.
I have a reputation around.
And then they were like, a lot of your friends are gay as well. And I said, that's so strange. And then they said, do you think you might be? And I said, maybe yes. And then I said, this is my girlfriend.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but I was very frightened. I say the story like I wasn't, but I was very frightened. I think when you grow up in a small town, like the conversations that you have around gay people aren't always positive.
I mean, I used to actively be homophobic. And I still am.
That's what the pause was. I was like, what do you mean used to? Do you know what? I remember being in secondary school and somebody that I was friends with being like, I don't mind gay people, I just don't want to see it. And me being like, yes, me too.
And you're like, so true.
Because I was so scared that everyone was going to clock that I was gay and then they would see me differently. And I would
100%.
say stupid shit.
No, yeah, I used to say terrible things about gay people because I was trying to be like, see, I'm not gay, I slag them off.
But that's now when somebody's homophobic, are you not like, God, you would love to?
Yeah, I mean, it's such an old stereotype and it's not always the case. There are some people that are genuinely just fucking shit and hateful, but there are a lot of homophobes out there that are a little fruity themselves. So like, if someone is really vehemently homophobic, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, okay, fag. Please post this one this time. Clocked.
I think we're doing well so far.
Yeah, no, I think we're in a
I am like significantly drunker now though.
Definitely, yeah.
Can you tell?
No, I meant me.
Oh.
I'm like, definitely,
all of a sudden I'm self-conscious.
Any stories about your teeth? Weird request, lol. It is a weird request. Is this a fetish?
I was like, how do you spell feet that wrong?
Me and my ex-girlfriend were dating for a year. She broke up with me on a random Thursday in October because she said I turned her straight.
Oh!
Turns out she had been sleeping with her ex-boyfriend all throughout the relationship, and then a week after we broke up, she got with a girl. Queer relationships are confusing.
I don't think queer relationships are confusing. This bitch
This
is confusing.
bitch is confusing.
This bitch is confused.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, her saying, oh, you turn me straight. What a fucking, like, slap in the face. What a horrible thing to say.
That's vile.
Maybe she's just struggling with bisexuality. My friend Jake, he struggles with bisexuality every day.
I think he thrives.
Yeah. Just because you might be struggling on where you're at doesn't mean that you have the right to turn around to someone and say like, you did this to me.
Yeah.
Like, you turned me straight.
Also just be bisexual, baby.
100%.
I also just wish that people could grasp, like, you don't actually have to cheat and hurt people. You actually don't have to do that.
You could just not.
Break up.
Yeah, like, breakups suck. It's gonna obviously hurt that person.
Yeah,
but
100%.
It's gonna hurt less than being cheated on. I feel like so many people have this idea of relationships that, like, they need to be in one. I believe I'm probably a monogamous person.
Yeah.
But not everyone is. A
No.
lot of people want to shag around. They
Yeah.
want to explore different avenues. They want to have a relationship with someone for a couple of months and then dip or whatever.
And that's so okay. Just
It's-
use your fucking words.
Yeah, communicate.
Speak
that.
to your partner.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people have like cheating stories and like things like that happen that it's changed my perception of monogamy a little
Yeah,
bit. I think
yeah.
I'm a monogamous person. But I would much rather have my partner be like, don't know what's going on, but I fancy this person, can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Than
yeah,
have
yeah,
my
yeah.
partner be like, oh, shagged him behind your back.
Yes.
I'd be like, okay, this person's probably hot.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just gonna take a quick pause to pee. You can have a little chat with them if you want. I'll leave it recording.
hey, this is like that TikTok where you're like, can you look after my dog? I'm actually quite frightened. I'm gonna pour myself some more wine. It's gonna look like I'm drinking a lot, but I've actually only had 2 glasses, if a bottle is 2 glasses. They're so comfortable with each other, we can just sit here on our phones. Adam, please come back.
God, next door is having a fucking banging party.
Really?
Yeah, I just heard
they were
them.
having one last night as well. Did you hear them sing happy birthday wrong?
Did I fucking hear
Did
it?
you?
Yes, I did.
I was like, everyone knows this one!
It's horrid! They woke me up even earlier than that, at like 8 PM. I mean,
Right.
granted, bit of a rogue time to be having a nap, but like, I can do what I want. And I was awoken by the most unsettling, off key. Like, I know that we're singers and I know that we, you know, can spot someone that maybe isn't talented. This person wasn't just not talented, it felt like they had a personal vendetta against me. Why are you singing so badly?
So badly.
They had a karaoke machine. I don't know what song it was because this was pre-Happy Birthday. This was like 8 PM or something, and they were just singing their heart out.
Bad.
And I'm all for people having fun, unless the fun annoys me.
So badly.
And then there was a fucking boy racer with this shitty fucking exhaust.
I heard that as well. And
I
we're
was
on
like,
opposite sides of the house.
Yeah, girl. I'm
and
like,
on different floors.
Right, if you're making this much noise that you are disturbing two people. I sleep there. You sleep fucking all the way down
Literally.
there. We're perturbed on both floors.
You're whacking out some brilliant words.
One thing about, I used to read the dictionary when I was younger.
What the hell?
How long have we been filming? I feel like we haven't
53
answered.
minutes.
We haven't answered any questions.
I did-
feel really awkward after you left me here with them. You know when your mate like leaves you in the smoking area, they're like, I have to pee, and then you're like,
I'm the kind of person that will just like go quiet and go on the phone. Like, unless I'm drunk
I'm
enough.
such a yapper. I'm like,
think
if you had the
that's-
theme tune, what would it be?
I think this is why people think that I'm a bitch. Maybe I'm a little bit of a bitch. Like,
You're
come on.
not.
They're like, oh, thank you. Do you know one time I asked you if you thought I was a nice person? You said no.
Please
I'm a
give
nice
context.
person?
I said you know when not to be.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's a great trait
No,
to
yeah,
have.
definitely.
I'm like nice to everyone, then I go home and I'm like, I hope you rot. And I'm like speaking to a candle.
Yeah. Oh, someone said I vote for a live version of this at some point, honestly.
That would be terrible.
That would be so...
Something that we can't edit. Let's go live right now. That's so funny.
Nope.
Just kidding.
No, I don't think we should do that.
I don't think we should do that. That was a joke.
Unless... No.
No.
Unless.
No.
No. Oh my god. I like this one boy because I feel like he will have potential and I need to claim him before the glow up. That's so funny. And do you know what's brilliant? I mean, I don't think that it should fall on women to have to improve men, but...
Someone has to.
I've never been with a woman and I'm afraid to mess it up. Any advice for confidence would be great.
I think communication.
True.
I just think that's what it is. Just
Yeah.
like, what do you want?
There's one guy that I have frequented.
Wait a damn minute.
One of them...
Have frequented.
Not the best way to
Have
say.
fun in prison.
I have hooked up with this person a few times.
Okay.
He's such a fucking good kisser and he loves kissing too. We made out in an elevator. The doors closed, he pushed me up against the wall. I was like, it feels like I'm fucking 50 Shades of Grey up in this bitch.
Yeah, I think if you're a good kisser, most of your troubles can go away. We've kissed.
We have. I feel like I've kissed the majority of my friends, to be fair. Maybe it's a queer thing, because I feel like straight people don't be doing that.
Do they not?
I don't think so. I've not got that many straight friends, to be fair, so I don't know.
Same, I've got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. Oh, what got you into music?
Music.
Hey,
I heard
that's
it.
profound. I heard the strums of the guitar and I said, I want to do that.
Do you know what I actually think it is? And this is ridiculous, but I feel like you'll get it. So the first time that I ever sang in front of anybody, I was on holiday with my parents and we went to a karaoke bar. I was like, I want to do it. And they were like, that's so embarrassing. Like, I was 13 and they were like, there's no way. Like, that's so embarrassing. Because my parents just wanted to have like wine. They just wanted to go out and have like a nice night out, but they had this 13-year-old on this holiday with them and they were like, oh! And I was like, come on, let me do it. And they were like, fine. And then my dad was like, nah, I'm walking out. Like, this is like,
Oh,
so,
God.
he was like, so embarrassed. And then I sang and then like people were like really nice to me about it. But I think it was like, I was so quiet and uncomfortable in my skin as a kid that when I did it and people were nice to me and people were like, you're really good at this, I was like, oh, just such a Leo response.
Oh, 100%. I need advice on how to get over a homophobic and transphobic crush. I think I like attention too much. Now, this depends on what lens you're going into it with, because if you're queer or trans yourself and you have a crush on that person, understand it to a little bit of an extent. But if you're straight and you just have a crush on someone that is homophobic and transphobic, then they need to get out!
Yeah.
The worst allies are the ones that have homophobic and transphobic boyfriends, because you're not an ally.
Also, there's that saying that's like, you're a collection of the 5 people that you're closest to. And that's your fucking boyfriend.
Go! In terms of getting over the crush, just remember that they're homophobic and transphobic and go, ew, don't like that, gross, get rid, bye.
Yeah, that's just not a good person.
No. And you don't want to fancy a not good person.
This is so true. I feel like I always used to go for people who were like a little bit mean to me. And now I'm like, I don't find that attractive at all. I
I
would
want
love
someone
it.
that likes me.
I would love it if you liked me.
Yeah. If you're mean to me, it's like, what's your problem? What's not to like?
I feel like so many people do this thing. They're like, they're playing hard to get. They're not. They're hard to get because they don't like you. They're being a fucking bitch.
Playing hard to get is not a thing.
They're actually
They're
just hard to get. No,
they
you
don't
can't.
want you.
They don't want you
It's
to
not
get
hard to get. They don't want you.
They're playing hide and seek.
Yeah, and they are hidden. And bitch, you have no glasses. You can't seek. I'm drunk.
What
now.
was the question?
On that note, it's been lovely having you here.
I've had such a lovely time.
Me too.
Do you think this will go out?
100%.
100.
93%.
Sure.
Let's do a little cheers for the end of the video. Cheers.
Sure.
Yeah! Love you guys. Stream catty.mp3 period.
you.
Hopefully this actually makes it to the internet.
That would be so good if it did.
It would
hey?
be great. I need to fall.
That was so loud.
That was
You really let
aggressive.
one rip.
I really, like, that's the definition of letting
Let one
it rip.
rip.